Hey everyone. Okay, so this is a fairly straightforward chapter as it focuses on Shin and Taro settling in and getting acclimatized to school life at the JCC. Of course, in Shin's case, it's having to deal with an unexpected reunion with Natsuki Seba. And if there's one bit of immediate praise I can give this chapter, it's how quickly Suzuki sold me on the idea of these two being friends. And how it just so quickly flips from frustration and annoyance to this immediate sort of competitive dynamic. It's amazing how much how much Natsuki and Shin's dynamic just works for me. Just immediately just from this chapter and me wanting to see more of just them working off each other now. Of course, the funniest part was Shin learning Mafuyu and Natsuki are brothers, which, yeah, hilarious jab at them both being jerks aside. Shin finally learning that just is kind of hilarious considering that the man does have clairvoyance, so you'd think he'd be able to learn that already, but again, but yeah, just the fact that he didn't, it's kind of hilarious. Man has clairvoyance, but he couldn't learn that simple fact, or just put two and two together by simple logic. But this reveal in itself also just makes me curious how that's going to play out into what happened with Mafuyu getting kidnapped, because both are obviously unaware of what happened, but this because both are obviously unaware of what happened, but this is definitely planting the seed of suspicion that at some point they're going to have to ask, where's Mafuyu, what happened to him, which, if I did have to take a guess, we're likely not going to see Mafuyu again until Uzuki makes his move on the JCC itself, but it would be that is, of course, assuming that the Mafuyu doesn't even manage to escape, which, yeah, I don't, Mafuyu might be a lazy ass, but he definitely doesn't seem like the type to just kind of sit around and let someone rescue him, so I think more than likely there's gonna be multiple attempts to try to escape, at least, I think. Um, Although, that does lead into the other point to talk about, which is that when we switch over to Taro, we see that after being given an assignment to sort out some rebellious students, he very quickly comes to blows with them at the dorms, and although Taro very handily dealt with them, like usual, there is a broader, more concerning implication at play now, which is that the chapter wasn't even subtle about how much these students than these were Uzuki's pitch helped pitch them because but it'll stand they believe in. I've got a sneaking suspicion level of that in itself just makes it all also saw those same students event. Yeah, maybe join see with their own eyes just how changed he is. It feels like what's one of the things Suzuki has was with the reveal of the dorm, and he was with the reveal of the dorm, and yeah, it is kind of ironic yet funny seeing Taro have to deal with a disciplinarian being a disciplinarian considering his situation, but it'll still be interesting to see what perspective he can bring to this scenario and to these kids, given the other side of the coin of him being a father. Like, it'll be interesting to see what him being a he has to contribute to that conversation, how he convinced them that they're maybe not entirely, and that maybe their devotion is a little blind. And Yeah, this chapter had a. Aside from that, though, this chapter there isn't a whole lot else to talk about with this chapter. This chapter had a few good gags and jokes I really liked, though, such as Natsuki like turning invisible to hit the target and win the bet against Shin, or just seeing Taro being frustrated having to deal with paperwork. Like this is a chapter where the simple, more relatable gags were the funniest to me. Although it does also kind of address that, yeah, that not only that we're already kind of on a time crunch and they have to find the database before Taro's exposed and definitely before Uzuki arrives. And so it is going to be interesting to see how Suzuki handles the pacing of this arc from here on when taking that time crunch into account. But if I had to take a guess, I imagine with this arc ending at chapter 104, we are going to start seeing the arc pick up really fast very soon, and when it does, it's not slowing down. We're just going to get hit after hit, reveal after reveal without a break. And it's yeah, I think this arc is gonna. I think things are gonna start exploding in our face real soon. Like it's not gonna be like things are just gonna keep going. And you know what? I'm kind of all here for it. Like if well, one thing I will admit, one thing I am kind of growing more and more like accustomed to is basically the fast pace to which the series handles its stories, and in a way I think in some ways it's kind of one of Suzuki's strengths. The more I'm thinking about it, is he knows how to he basically knows he pretty much knows he very efficiently tells a story that doesn't need like 100 or so chapters in order to that doesn't need 100 or so chapters in order to tell a story. Like he knows how to efficiently tell a story. I will say that. I'm learning that more and more, frankly, the further I go on. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm in Blue Sky, Analyst Crunchyroll, be sure to notification bell, subscribe button, and just share the around, guys. Dark Knight, everyone, signing off. Later, everyone.